chance to follow Tata Madiba's final journey to his final resting place. We appeal for the respect for former President's final resting place, and for all to be sensitive to this culturally significant site of the Abatembu clan. On the logistical arrangements, no vehicles are being allowed into the area around the Mandela family residence, which is a secure zone. Accredited guests attending the funeral will be transported from a park and ride facility at Walter Sisulu University. The first shuttle service from East London Airport will depart at midnight tonight. The first shuttle service at East London Airport will depart at midnight tonight. And the last will leave at 2 a.m. So those of our countrymen and our friends who will be departing from East London need to note that the transport arrangements is that the first will depart at 2 a.m. and the first at midnight and the last at 2 a.m. And therefore we have 2 hours to bring everybody who's in East London to Qunu. There will be park and ride services at Walter Sisulu University, Zamukulungisa campus, with the first bus departing at 2 a.m. and the last at 4 a.m. to the funeral venue. Doors to the marquee will be open at 5 a.m. All guests, we hope, should be seated at 7 o'clock, and at 7:30, doors will be closed. I repeat, all guests should be seated by 7 o'clock, and at 7:30, doors will be closed. And most probably, no access will be provided thereafter. Coming to the road closures for those who will be traveling around the area, the following road closures and diversions will be in place until the funeral is ended. When you are traveling from Tata to Kokstad or Durban, at the N2 Tsolo Junction traffic will be diverted to the R396 Mandela. There will be signs on the road to show the detours and the diversions and the closures, and we'll ask the public to follow as directed. In Tata, at the Shell Ultra City, traffic will also be diverted to R61. When you travel from East London to Mthatha, near Butterworth, on the N2 road, at Ndabakazi traffic will be diverted to Tsomo on the R61 road. At Dujwa, on the N2, traffic will be diverted to Ingogo on the R61 road. At Ingogo, on the R61, at Kolan, a diversion will take place on the gravel road. There will be traffic delays, as you would see, and we ask the public to be patient and understanding on these special circumstances. With regard to the public mourning and tribute areas, public mourning and broadcast viewing areas will be available around the country. We urge the public to use those broadcast viewing areas closest to them to manage traffic flow and logistics around the areas. This is in addition to the live broadcast to television. Those who wish to congregate in these public viewing areas, the facilities are around. We indicated in our past briefings that we had over 150 of them countrywide, and for the Eastern Cape, we made a special effort to increase that number, especially in the vicinity of the King Dalindyebo's municipality, district municipality. The public mourning and broadcast viewing areas will be available around the country. We urge the public to use those broadcast viewing areas closest to them to manage traffic flow and logistics around them. Members of the public do not have to be accredited to attend the public mourning viewing areas. They are requested to continue to show the dignity and respect deserving of an occasion of this nature and magnitude. And as I said, people can follow the proceedings on live television. In King Sabata Dalindyebo, the public viewing areas are as follows: Rotary Stadium, the open space below Qunu Museum, Mthatha Stadium, Khaya Majola Stadium, Empa Village next to Qunu, Kalani Village next to Qunu, Mvezo Traditional Council, Mtekezweni Traditional Council. In Port St. John's Sports Ground, in Nguza Hill, Lusukisiki College Grounds, Mhlotlo, Tsolo Junction, Nelson Mandela Metro, Nelson Mandela Stadium, Buffalo City Metro, Sisa Dukashe Stadium, Insika Yetu, Kofi Mvava Stadium, Queenstown Sports Complex, Setu, Lady Grey or Kwezi na Lady Hall, Makana, Mekiyile Stadium in Grahamstown, Gouga, Humansdorp, Blue Crane, Somerset East Town Hall, Matatiele Stadium, Mzimvubu, Mount Elif Town Hall, Nkuma, Kadu Great Palace, Mbashe Idujwa Sports Ground. With regard to the arrangements for the media, a zone has been declared around the Qunu farm in which no media will be allowed. Media, we have secured private accommodation that fall within the neutral zone, will not be permitted in the private space. Media is not allowed to take pictures within the neutral zone, as this will be in breach of the protocol and the security issues. We are finalizing the accreditation process. For the media, we have not received any request for further accreditation beyond what we did. If there are accreditation requirements which are necessary, it will be opportune for you after this to raise the matter with us so that we can try to attend to it. For the public, as we said, for the accreditation for the 4,500 guests, we'll work overnight until probably 4 to 5 a.m. to ensure that anybody who needs to be accredited is accredited. But we think we are fairly comfortable in that regard. Those who are going to public viewing areas, there is no need for you to apply for accreditation. You just walk in. Those who will be there will take care of you. So there's no need for accreditation at all with regard to that category. As we conclude, I would like to address the issue which occupied the media space probably today. I think most of you were busy with it, and you were surprised that these people are not responding to this issue, but we were quite busy finalizing the transfer of the body of our president to Qunu, making sure that all the logistics are in place, nothing can go wrong on the way. And now that we're sitting comfortably, having delivered what we're supposed to deliver today, I think we can be able to respond to that issue. Following media inquiries regarding the invitation to Archbishop Tutu, we wish to explain as follows. Firstly, we would like to indicate the government issued no invitation to any guest. Neither the presidency or the Department of International Relations issued no invitations to any guest. However, the guest list for the memorial service at FNB and the funeral at Qunu was generated as follows. 1, the standard guest list, which the presidency keeps in its database for various functions which the presidency hosts. 2, the list submitted by the ANC. You would recall, ladies and gentlemen, that at our very first news briefing, I said there are 3 institutions critical to the task which was facing us at that time. I said, is the family, is the ANC, is government, and above all, is our people. So the ANC had to submit a guest list to the accreditation committee. 3, the list submitted by the family. 4, the list submitted by religious leaders. I wish you to note this, the list submitted by religious leaders. 5, the list submitted by Parliament. These are the lists which we dealt with. The accreditation committee compared the lists to ensure that there is no duplication of names on the final list. For example, if you want the list from the ANC, the national executive of the ANC, they will definitely contain my name and a number of colleagues who are in cabinet. If you go to Parliament, my name is likely to appear, and all the ministers and deputy ministers is likely to appear. And therefore, in the process of rationalizing, compiling one list, we have to eliminate those duplications to open space for other members of the public who would like to participate and be part of the process. So, that duplication, elimination of duplication relate to those where a member or a person appear on 1 or 3 lists, so that we're able to generate one. Those who were accredited for the memorial service, their accreditation is still valid. This matter was clarified on the first stage of accreditation. With regard to the invitation to Archbishop Tutu, we would like to confirm that we did not send any invitation, as we did not send any invitation to anybody. Probably we made a mistake, we don't know. But we never sent any invitation to anybody. On the 9th of December, 2013, this year, we received a list from church leaders, which included the name of Archbishop Desmond Tutu. This list contained 112 names. Only church leaders, from church leaders. It was not generated by us. It was submitted to us by Reverend Mihane, the chaplain general of the ANC. So it's a list which was generated by church leaders, submitted to us by the chaplain general of the ANC, Reverend Mihane. In that list, Archbishop Tutu's name was number 6. He was accredited for the FNB and Qunu on the first round of accreditation. Like anybody wishing to pay the respect on the final leg of our journey. And looking at the media reports, it seems the accreditation is confused with the opportunity to participate in the program. I therefore wish to clarify this point also, so that at least it is clear. In this regard, there are 2 processes. The speakers on the program was a product of the discussions between the family and the government, because this is a state funeral. So all speakers who appear on the program, both for the memorial service, the national memorial service we had at FNB, and the funeral proceedings, we take responsibility. It is ourselves and the family, after discussions, which came to that conclusion. The items relating to church leaders was compiled and finalized by church leaders and the family for both of these occasions. Government, neither the ANC, had no role to play. I repeat, that part of the program was finalized, discussed, finalized between the church leaders and the family, who were then provided with names to print to include in the program. We didn't comment. We didn't wish to comment because that is what we agreed from the beginning. That is what is going to happen. The wishes of the family and the clergy, they know what is it that they need to do. We have since been assured by the church leaders that they will clarify this position with Archbishop, and we hope they've done so already. And we have left the matter in their hands, and for us, we think we have clarified to you and the public what the issue is. Unless if there's any issue which we are required to clarify, we will be ready to do so, both for the interest of the family, the interest of the government, the ANC, and the public in general, and including the interest of the Archbishop. Would like to reiterate, anybody wishing to attend the funeral service, you are welcome to do so. If you fall in the categories is what we call VIPs, you just have to notify us. We make proper arrangements. As I said, we are not going to sleep until this job is done. With me, you normally saw me alone. Now I came with a very strong delegation here. On my extreme right-hand side is Minister Karim, the Minister for Communication, who is the member of the Interministerial Committee responsible for state and official funerals. Next to Minister Karim is Minister Peters, the Minister of Transport, also a member of the funeral committee responsible for state and official funerals. On the microphone, now I sound like an artist on stage. You know? On the microphone is Collins Chavane, the chairperson of the Interministerial Committee, responsible, as I said earlier. On my left-hand side is Minister Kwana Mashabane, Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, also a member. There are ministers who were not able to come here because they have to go and deal with some urgent issues. That is Minister Mtetwa for Police, Minister Kwele for State Security, Minister Mapisa Ngakula for Defense, Minister Ngesi for Public Works. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attention and thank you for your cooperation. And once more, I would like to thank all South Africans and the international community who are left with less than 24 hours to complete our task. Let's soldier on. We think we'll make it. Thank you very much.